Hello and welcome to my final project submission video. I am going to be showing you around my safety guide, which is called Practice Safe Printing. So I work at Printing Services on Redwood campus, and a lot of people send us files or come in with files that just are not good to print for various reasons. And this is I'm calling it an easy to follow guide to getting the results you expect at the print shop, because there are some things people don't expect. My safety guide does have three forms of interactivity. The first is that it has hover states, and these hover states are all Spanish translations of different words. My second interactivity is that I have this video embedded in my interactive PDF, and this video is about resolution. And then my third is that I have a note box back here where you can take notes and keep them for later if there's anything that I didn't cover. It does have 5 pages, and it has accessibility for non-English speakers in the form of these translated hover states. So I started my project with just a plan. Looks like this. I knew I wanted to do an interactive PDF. I had planned to do navigation buttons, but I didn't because I already had the 3 forms of interactivity. I knew I wanted a page for vectors and rasters, a page for resolution, a page for bleeds, and a page for a glossary. And I wrote all of my text in this Word document, wrote it all out. There were some things that I couldn't fit, like some other terms for things. And so I did that. From there, I had a friend of mine translate into Spanish. And that is right here. She did the Spanish translation. I have very low-level high school Spanish, so I think this translation is pretty good, according to me. I might want another Spanish speaker to check it before I actually publish this, but for now I think it is good, and it communicates what it needs to communicate. And a lot of people do come into printing services that only speak Spanish, so I think this would be very useful for them. So that was my process, and then I went into making it into a design. Generally I shy away from cutesy design like this, but I don't know, I was just in this mood and I found this strawberry and I was really into it. So why don't I just walk you through this and I'll show you what I have. So page 1 is a kind of cover page. It just shows you like what's going on. It does have this hover state. Page 2 is about vectors and rasters. The definition of raster as well as the definition of vector do have hover states, as well as big graphics that show you what vectors and rasters are, and kind of a conclusion of what rasters are good for, what vectors are good for. I also have a list of types of files that are good and links to outside videos that'll tell you more about rasters. So this is a YouTube video I found that seemed really good. It's about what pixels are. We also have more links to videos. I won't open them all, but links to videos about the difference between a vector and a raster. This guy is kind of annoying, but very informative. And then the next page is about resolution. This translates into Spanish, as well as each of these about different kinds of resolution. And then I do have an embedded video here about resolution that I really liked, highly recommended. My third is bleed area. This translates into Spanish. The Spanish almost didn't fit, but I made it fit. This also translates. And then I have a definition of bleed and kind of what it looks like. So if you want it cut like this, you need your image to bleed out past the crop marks like this. And then I also have how to make bleeds in InDesign and Illustrator. So each of these is also a link to really helpful YouTube videos that I found. Then I have a glossary of terms. A lot of people are confused by file type. We like PDF the best, so I highlighted it a little more than the rest, but these are file types as well as programs and what they do, because I think a lot of people are just confused. And then I have a place where you can write down new terms. If you learned something new, you can write it down and keep it. And then also, if you need more help, contact Printing Services. So that is a tour of my guide. I really like it. I think it's cute. I think it's easy to follow. I've run it by some friends and they thought it was good, but I would always love feedback because I think I will be actually using this in printing services, whether as an interactive PDF or as a printout to show people. I wish I had room for more information, especially more terms, so I might reformat this to have more room for terms. Other improvements, I'm not sure if these hover states are too confusing. I was thinking originally that the Spanish hover state should be maybe a different color, so it's really clear that like something is changing. Whereas this, it's almost a subtle change. You might be confused when you first see this happening and go like, what? Or if you're a Spanish speaker, you might look at this and say, oh, it's in English, I don't understand, and not even discover the hover states. So I might have to make a little notice up top that says like hover for Spanish. Other than that, I do really like it. I think it is clear and informative, and I would love anyone's feedback. Thank you.